Good evening. Good afternoon. We'll call this meeting to order. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by posting on the bulletin board in Village Hall, by mail to the Ridgewood News, the Record, and by submission to all persons entitled to same as provided by law of a schedule including the date and time of this meeting. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Houck. Here. Councilwoman Newton. Here. Councilman Pucciarelli.
Here.
Councilman Seaton.
Here.
And Mayor Aronson.
Here. Please join us as we salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join us now in a moment of silence as we honor the American men and women serving in the armed forces, as well as those serving as first responders. Great, thank you very much. Good afternoon and welcome everybody. Very exciting meeting, our reorganization meeting. We are going to start with our invocation from the Reverend Monsignor Ronald Drozniak. Please.
I ask everyone to bow their heads. O Holy One, God known by many names, we come before you in gratitude and thanks for the gifts of family, friends, and community, for the beauty of your created world, for freedom, a gift we celebrate in a special way this weekend. By your grace, we continue to find hope. And so we invoke your divine blessings upon those chosen leaders and upon this community that they have been called to serve. We ask that you would graciously grant them and their fellow citizens wisdom to govern amid the conflicting interests and issues of the day, concern for the welfare of all people, a keen thirst for justice and compassion, openness to hear the voices of all who call out to them, confidence to stand for the right thing, and the courage to acknowledge mistakes, the ability to work together in harmony even when there is honest disagreement, personal peace in their lives, and joy in their work. And for all of us in this village of Ridgewood, give us your strength, your courage, and your hope that we may be your agents of justice and peace, compassion, harmony, and love in this community and in our world. In the name of all that is holy in the life of humankind, we bow our heads in humility and praise. Amen.
Amen. Great, thank you. Now we have a recording of a song.
Correct. Dylan is going to cue it up.
'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. 'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to
was Ridgewood resident Kristen Plumley. All right, we'll now move on to public comment. Anyone who wishes to make a comment, please step up to the podium. State your name and your address, please. This is a first. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. My name is Jim Griffith, and I live at 159 South Irving Street. There's 3 of you council members who are leaving. I thank you for the service that you have given to this village. I know the hours were long and the subjects were not easy, but that didn't bother you. And you had the courage to do something that none of them had the courage to do.
He's talking about the people on the wall.
Yes. I also saw the sweat and the blood and the tears. I thank you for taking that courage and for moving forward. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you. Appreciate it. Any other comments? Good afternoon. Welcome.
Tony Dambiano, 274 South Broad Street. I'd like to thank the council to standing by their beliefs, whether you're for or against different issues. We are one village. I'm glad we can all be here today together. We will miss you. I embrace the new council coming in and looking forward to the future. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Tony. Any other comments? All right. We will then move forward. A couple pieces of business. First is the approval of minutes. Got a lot here.
We do.
So bear with me. I move that the council minutes of July 15th, 2014, and February 11th, March 11th, March 22nd, April 1st, May 6th, June 17th, June 24th, August 5th, September 3rd, September 8th, October 5th, November 9th, December 9th, and December 15th, 2015, and January 6th, January 12th, January 13th, January 20th, January 27th, February 3rd, February 10th, February 16th, February 17th, February 18th, February 24th, March 2nd, March 9th, March 23rd, March 30th, April 6th, April 12th, April 13th, April 27th, May 4th, May 11th, May 25th, June 1st, June 8th, June 14th, June 15th, and June 27th, 2016, having been reviewed by the council and now available in the village clerk's office, be approved as submitted.
Second. Okay. Hauk?
Yes.
Newton? Yes. Pucciarelli?
Yes.
Seaton?
Yes.
And Aronson?
Yes. Now we have a resolution for Girl Scout Gold Award.
Right. Do you want to say something?
A while ago, we had a presentation by Kate Becker, a rising junior at Ridgewood High School. She couldn't be here today, but I would like to recognize her achievements and have everybody just know a little bit about what we're voting on. The Gold Award, the Girl Scout Gold Award, is the highest award that can be achieved by a Girl Scout, comparable to the Boy Scouts Eagle Award. Kate decided to clean up Maple Park, and she describes it as a project that addresses the lack of time spent in nature, the deterioration of our centrally located village park, Maple Park, and she feels that getting outside and exercising and using our open space is good for people's mental health and relaxation, and she wants people to spend more time outside. So she's dedicated herself to she took on such a huge challenge. She's fixing all the old benches, she's cleaning up the brush, and identifying trees and shrubs, creating entrance signs,
And she even has a long-term maintenance plan for an endowment to continue to maintain the park long after she moves on. And that's a new idea that I applaud her for that. And that's it.
Great.
So I'm going to read it in full because this kind of gives the gist of what she's doing, her actual project. Whereas Girl Scout Gold Award candidate of Ridgewood Girl Scout Troop number 1384, Catherine Becker, 314 Marshall Street, Ridgewood, has designed and proposed a project worthy of the Girl Scout Gold Award recognition and award. And whereas Catherine's project is entitled Maple Park Refurbishment, which will create a more user-friendly park environment that residents will be more likely to visit. And whereas Catherine has met and conferred with Deputy Director of Parks and Recreation, who has agreed to serve as her sponsor, and whereas the Girl Scout Gold Award candidate has presented her proposal to the members of the Parks, Recreation, and Conservation Board at their meeting held on Tuesday, March 22nd, 2016. And whereas Ms. Becker appreciates the benefits of spending quality time in the out-of-doors and shares that being outside in nature increases energy and a sense of well-being and vitality. And whereas through the working relationship and the expertise of Rutgers ecologist Jane Epiphan, the flora and fauna of Maple Park will be identified and labeled to enhance a greater appreciation for this special park space. Now therefore be it resolved by the Village Council of the Village of Ridgewood that the proposed Girl Scout Gold Award project, Maple Park refurbishment, to be conducted on municipal park property of Maple Park, has been reviewed by the Deputy Director of Parks and Recreation, and that safety, various work issues, and proper supervision have been addressed and satisfied, and have been reviewed by the Village Council and is approved by its members. Be it further resolved that the Girl Scout Gold Award project of Girl Scout Catherine Becker, entitled Maple Park Refurbishment, to be conducted at the Maple Park Municipal Park property as approved and may be put into effect. And this resolution is adopted pursuant to the authority of NJSA 59:4-6 and the general provisions of Title 59 of the New Jersey statutes. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Hauk?
Yes.
Newton?
Yes.
Pucciarelli?
Yes.
Seaton?
Yes.
And Aronson.
Yes. Thank you, Heather.
Before we continue, I think we have a 9A that we inserted on the agenda that no one else has. So Councilman Seaton and I would like to present Councilwoman Hauk, Deputy Mayor Pucciarelli, and Mayor Aronson with a few gifts, a token of our appreciation.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Good luck. I'm tempted to say it's a picture of a parking deck, except it's not. It's the train station.
Funny. Very good.
Thank you very much. It's very, very appreciated. All right. With that, we will now move on to remarks by Councilwoman Gwen Hauk.
Well, thank you. This is my last time sitting up here on the dais after, I don't know how many meetings we've had. I think about 300 maybe in 4 years more. And I have to say, it's been a steep learning curve, and it's been just an incredible joy for me to follow that learning curve and be guided by such incredible role models. But I first have to thank my family who's here today. I have my husband and my mom, Dave, Gail, and Duke, my parents. And I mean, that means the world to me. I also want to thank my friends who have put up with my absence for 4 years, because I really haven't done anything else except this. And my colleagues, who, all the staff, all our advisors, and my teammates up here for the great ride. I want to start with a little allegorical story, and bear with me because it'll make sense in the end. And it's about an experience that my husband endured as a child. When Dave was 17, his house burnt to the ground. His father was cleaning the oven with a solvent which ignited. It ignited the air in the kitchen, and the whole kitchen just exploded, and the house quickly burnt. Everyone kind of exited the house as fast as they could and had to find each other and reconnoiter, and one daughter was missing. So Mr. Hauk ran back into the burning building, went up the stairs, found his daughter, but they couldn't get out of the house because the fire had gotten spread so fast. So they jumped out the second-story window. And Mr. Hauk received second-degree burns all over his body, spent 3 months in the hospital recovering. And the family thought they lost everything that day. So I'll go back to that story in a little while. I'm ending a 4-year term on the Village Council of Ridgewood. It's an extremely poignant experience because it's been an all-in job. This isn't something that we do half-heartedly or for fun. It's a challenging job. It has been my greatest personal passion, the greatest joy of my life besides having my own wonderful, amazing family. And I will carry the things that I learned from this job with me till my last breath. I learned about the mechanical things of running a village. I learned about budgets, audits, boards, committees, planning board processes, personnel issues, facilities, legal issues, and most of all, parking issues. The list of things that I learned mechanically go on and on and on. I think few people will ever understand the complexity of this job until they do it themselves. I also learned a lot about people through this job, not just from the people who agreed with me, but from the people, especially from the people who disagreed with me. They gave me perspective, wisdom, and they taught me to look at issue from different points of view. I have learned about respect. One thing I hope we have all learned from the last few years, while our village has been deeply divided over issues, many issues, is that we need to argue our points as passionately as we can, but as respectfully as we can, because we are neighbors, and hopefully we will remain neighbors for a long, long time. I met special people who exemplify passion and respect, and I'd like to name them. My colleagues, Paul Aronson and Albert Pucciarelli, the village manager, Roberta Sonnenfeld, my dear friend Jim Griffith, Isabella Altano, Rurik Hallaby, Siobhan Winograd, Paul Vegianos, Amy Bork, Nancy Bigos, Peggy Norris and Joe Suplicki, Jim Van Gore, Jan Phillips and Hans Jurgen, Janet Fricke, Heather Maylander, Charles Nalbanthian, and our new police chief, Jackie Luthke. This is not a complete list. I couldn't name all the people that I've learned from and that I respect. But this list of people have taught me about passion, respect, grace under fire, honesty, and integrity, and I am better for knowing them. Some of our accomplishments over the last 4 years were holding taxes down, resolving the multifamily housing debate in the most appropriate way possible, hiring Roberta Sonnenfeld, a business person, to run our village with a staff of over 300 and a budget of about $50 million. We renegotiated our public safety contracts. We organized community building events through the help of our recreation department. We put senior citizens back on the map in Ridgewood. They are recognized as vital, worthy members of our community, and I'm proud of that accomplishment. But number one, we made parking the next issue for the incoming council to address. In a few minutes, we'll have a new council, Susan, Mike, and we'll have Bernadette and Jeff and Ramon. I know you will do great things for our community because you also have a passion for this job. So the end of the Houck family's story was the family did not lose everything after that tragedy. Everyone survived, even the dogs who were found in the basement. 2 made it through the fire. Within 1 year, the Houcks rebuilt their home and their lives. What had seemed like the hugest catastrophe possible wasn't. It was a footnote in their lives. It was an event that they overcame, they growed from, and they learned how much they valued what was important to them. Let's all learn from the Houck story and think about Ridgewood's trying issues, which sometimes seem like near fatal catastrophes. They have been dividing us. They have been disappointing us. They've changed us as people. They are unwelcome hurdles that we are going through, but we can and we must get past them to remain a family and to remain a heartwarming community. I guess that's all I have to say. But thank you. I'm looking... It's kind of fun for me to sit up here and see what you don't see, how many people are in this room, and to recognize that over the course of 4 years, I think I know everyone in this room. So it's an amazing privilege to serve on the Village Council, and I'm glad you will all be having a chance to do it together.
Thank you.
I'm staying.
You help carry it?
I got it. Can I get that?
All right. Now we'll hear remarks from Deputy Mayor Albert Pucciarelli.
Thank you, Mayor, and welcome everyone. In particular, welcome to my wife, Ann, who is with us today. On July 1st, 2012, I identified challenges that I hope the Council would address, and they included the high cost of government and taxes, a top-to-bottom review of the services that we provide, a central business district that needed nurturing and creative new development and parking solutions, the need to keep the library running at full throttle, the need for a comprehensive shade tree policy, and heightened awareness of the many artistic endeavors in this community. With the help of talented people of goodwill and the great employees of this village, and I have in mind people like Heather Maylander, only as a council person can you appreciate how tireless this woman works, and our capable legal counsel, Matt Rogers, and a village manager for whom I had the privilege of casting the deciding vote. And with the generous involvement of volunteers on my financial advisory committee, the library trustees, and the Ridgewood Arts Council. Just take a look at all the artwork that now adorns the corridors of this building. I look back at my investment of 4 years in the service of my community with satisfaction and a sense of having reached most of those goals. At a time when a presidential candidate is advocating the 21st century version of the medieval castle, a big wall on our border, I am especially proud that in Ridgewood, with our new multi-family zones, we are lowering the bridge across the moat of exclusion, and we are welcoming new neighbors, even those who require affordable housing to live here. Unfinished business, for sure, the replacement of our fleet services garage on Chestnut Street and the construction of a parking deck, and I commend those to the new council, and I wish our new council all the very best. I'm especially grateful to my colleagues Paul and Gwen, who stepped down along with me today. They are now my personal friends. They are two of the most decent and committed people I have ever known. Of course, there was the Sturm und Drang that is the background noise of politics. At times, it seemed like so much sound and fury, sometimes humorous, sometimes complimentary, and sometimes critical, sometimes persuasive, and sometimes effective. But it reminds us that I have said from here so many times, democracy rewards participation. If you don't like the tenor at any time, then as a citizen of a democracy, it is incumbent upon you to step forward and be heard. And many people have done that in the 4 years during which I have witnessed our democracy in action. Well, I am so grateful for the opportunity to have served as your deputy mayor.
now it's my turn. First of all, I just want to show you guys, I don't think anybody realizes we have this back here. We always are tempted to hold it up, but we never do, but we'll leave this for the next council. So this has been an extraordinary experience. And when I say that, I'm sure most people think of some of the big issues we've worked on that we've tried to tackle: parking, multifamily housing, Valley Hospital. But the truth of the matter is, and anyone who has sat up here and knows, and whether they've done it in this town or another town or at the county level, you know that the big issues are important, absolutely. But it's really the day-to-day issues that really sort of define what we do and sort of at the heart of what we do. That's true for me as mayor, as a council, as village government. It's the day-to-day issues that the Parks and Recreation Department does, the programs and services, or our streets division to make sure the snow is plowed, or the leaves are picked up, or the sanitation's taken care of. It's the important work our police officers do, our firefighters do, our EMS volunteers do on a day-to-day basis. It's the emergency preparedness and the emergency response, planning for things like Superstorm Sandy and then responding afterwards. The big events, the small events, the flooding. We've had a lot of flooding. It's dealing with those kinds of issues. It's the work of the building department, both for our businesses as well as for our residents. It's the important work that our engineering department does, whether it's building a handicap-accessible ramp at Graydon or dealing with pedestrian safety issues. It's the important work that our health department does, our planning department does on a day-to-day basis. And it's the work we do with the residents, the 25,000 people who call Ridgewood home. It's meeting with them on a Saturday morning or a Sunday afternoon or any time during the week, meeting with them here, going out for coffee, sometimes going to their homes, sometimes walking the streets to see their traffic pedestrian safety concerns. Sometimes it's going to events. It's going to nonprofit organization events. It's being able to, as mayor, to perform weddings, but it's also attending many too many funerals and wakes. It's working with people on a day-to-day basis. It's answering their emails. It's answering their phone calls, working through the issues, seemingly small issues that may not make the headlines of a newspaper, but certainly make the headlines of these folks' lives. Those are the kinds of things we deal with. Access issues. We worked with a lot of disability issues over the last several years, trying to work with parents of special needs children, trying to work with the folks in the schools and the people on our public safety and the folks in our athletic programs, to find a place for our special needs kids so we not only address their needs, but sort of celebrate and sort of recognize and tap into their incredible gifts. It's being able to, appoint the village's first, female village manager, somebody who was a resident and who brought to this job extraordinary experience and energy and passion. I'm going to miss our 7 a.m. phone calls every day. I'm sure you're not. It's being able to swear in Ridgewood's first female police chief. Somebody who came up through the school system here and is so accomplished and is going to do such an extraordinary job for us. This is what being a mayor of this town is about, being on the council of this town, being part of this government. It's that day-to-day stuff. It's the interaction with the people. And that's why, for me, I've loved this. I really have loved this. I often say to people when they say it's a thankless job, I try to disabuse them of that right away because to me it's a labor of love. And while sure, sometimes the meetings go too long and the arguments get a little contentious and I could do without that, it's a wonderful, wonderful experience and it's been an honor and a privilege for me. And I've spent the last several months thanking different people, the professionals, my colleagues, residents, but I want to just use my last moment up here on the dais and my last moment as mayor to thank the 3 people who made it all possible for me. They were with me from the beginning. They were with me through it all. My wife, Marie, my son, Luke, and my daughter, Anna, who hopefully is watching. 8 years is a long time, and it's particularly long in the life of a child and my children. And they grew up with me attending many meetings, long meetings, going to events, doing ribbon cuttings, going to this event, going to that event, and oftentimes, being at home, with my head down on my laptop, answering the emails of residents. They put up with a lot. They've given me nothing but support. I love them for it. I'm so grateful to them. And so my last words are, Marie, Luke, Anna, thank you. Thank you for everything.
I'll now read the certificate of election for Ramon Hache. Certificate of election. I hereby certify that Ramon M. Hache was elected to the Village Council at the municipal election held on May 10th, 2016, for a 4-year term beginning on July 1st, 2016, and ending on July 1st, 2020. Signed by me, sealed with the village seal, today's date. At this time, we'll have the oath of office administered to Ramon Hache by Bergen County Executive James J. Tedesco III. So if you come up, and if you have your family members, if they'd like to come up as well.
Because they have to fill this.
No, it's them. It's them.
No, we stay here. You stay right where you are. Take your cue from Heather. Don't listen to me. Little guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's on. It's an honor for me to be here today to swear in Ramon, the first Latino councilman or councilperson in the history of Ridgewood, and I'm very honored to be able to give him the oath of office in the village of Ridgewood. So Ramon, repeat after me. I,
Ramon Hache,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
all the duties
of the office of councilman
of the office of councilman
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Heather, do I move over?
Ladies and gentlemen, Councilman Ramon.
There.
Ramon, I just have a small accommodation in recognition and honor of your appointment as councilman to the village of Ridgewood this day, July 1st, 2016. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Wow. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to all the friends and family and relatives, residents who did so much to help me to get here. It took a lot of work from a lot of people. Too many to name. I won't go through the list with fear of missing someone, but this is for me, a very humbling, and I feel very honored to be here and serving on the council. This is a very exciting day not only for me, but for the village of Ridgewood. We all know that the village is facing many significant issues, and we know that these issues are not easy. We know that these issues will take a lot of work. But we know that this new council will have to steer the community through issues that it's never faced before. But rest assured that we will get the job done. And looking ahead, I'm very excited to work with some great people in the new council. I think we'll be able to do a lot of things together and work very well together. And that starts with respecting each other and working through our differences to really come up with the best solutions to serve the best interests of the community. This council is committed to respecting our residents. And by working with each other and the community through open and transparent dialogue, we will conquer the issues that we're facing. I'm very confident of that. And no matter how large the issues may be, they're not insurmountable. And, they're certainly not bigger than us as a community. But we need to work together for that to happen. The new council will work diligently to ensure responsible and reasonable progress in Ridgewood. I have said this many times before, and I will say it again. Ridgewood today is standing at the crossroads of progress and tradition. And neither one of those needs to be neglected. I think that, at the end of the day, we need to move forward. It's very important for us to move forward, but responsibly, by listening to our residents and the stakeholders. I'm also looking forward to working with all of our village officials and employees and our committee and board members. It feels great to be part of a great team and a great community. And the best part for you guys is that, we're all here to work for you. So this is a great opportunity. And I always think just about how incredibly blessed, we are to be part of a community that has so many talented, intelligent, and passionate people. And we know that the combination, it can be a difficult cocktail to deal with at times, but all it requires is just really just a higher level of transparency, of dialogue and inclusion and accountability from elected officials. And that's what we're here for. We're here to do that. I would like, at this time, to take the opportunity to invite all of you to be a part of this process, to work with us, to work with the council. We're all stewards of the community. It's not just a council. Everyone here, part of the community, we're all stewards of the community. Let's work together. Let's leverage our collective talents, and let the decisions of this council reflect the shared vision of our residents. Let's do that. And I think the time has come now to really, move forward, to let the old wounds heal. And no matter where you stand on the issues, and no matter who you voted for, in the end, we're all neighbors. We're all part of this community. We're all part of the same community. Let's put an end to the divisiveness. As they say, a house divided against itself cannot stand. So let's work together and make Ridgewood what we want it to be. So I'm inviting you to do that at this time. And remember that for all our problems, this is still one of the best places to work, live, and raise a family. And together, I'm confident that we're going to make it even better. Thank you again. I'm honored, humbled to be here, and I look forward to working for you and with you over the next 4 years. Thank you so much.
I will now read the certificate of election for Jeffrey Voigt. Certificate of election, I hereby certify that Jeffrey Voigt was elected to the Village Council as a municipal election held on May 10, 2016, for a 4-year term beginning on July 1, 2016, and ending on July 1, 2020, signed by myself and dated today's date. At this time, we will have Sergio Alegre come and administer the oath of office to Jeff Voigt. And Mr. Councilman-elect Voigt, you may bring your family with you if you wish.
Jeff, I just want to say personally, it was a pleasure and an honor to work on your campaign. I know that with your tireless work ethic and your upstanding moral character, you're going to make an excellent councilman, and congratulations. So, repeat after me. I state your name. I, Jeff Voigt. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey. And I will faithfully, impartially, and perform all of the duties of the office of councilman according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
Wow, it's great to see so many smiling and friendly faces out in the audience. Thank you for all coming today. I have a few comments, and hopefully I'll try to keep them as brief as possible. First, thank you for your vote of confidence during the recent election. I'm humbled by that confidence and committed to working towards solutions that are in the best interest of the village. Most especially, I'd like to thank my campaign team, Sergio Allegre, Chad Chadwick, Wendy Dockery, Carol and Kevin Matesic, Bill McCabe, and Ann Spalkaver. They're a great group of people who care deeply about our village. I'd also like to thank many of you who are in the audience for your help during my campaign. It really was a blast to work with you, and I look forward to doing so over the next 4 years. We have a number of issues we're facing over the coming years, a few of them 800-pound gorillas that are all too obvious. The solutions to these issues actually lie within this room, with those who have influence over our village. And I'm talking most specifically about those in the audience and not on the dais. I sincerely hope this energizes you, as you're going to be asked to help solve these problems with us. This also includes those with opposing views, as we need your help in this and moving it forward. They say that listening to, understanding, and incorporating opposing views and differences of opinion make for better decisions. I couldn't agree more. Let's work together. My goals over the next 4 years are to work with you in solving these problems for the benefit of the village and its residents. In touring our village infrastructure with Roberta Sonnenfeld recently, who's our village manager, I was struck by the fact that we have a number of underutilized assets we can take advantage of for increasing revenue generation, potentially marketing these services to other municipalities and businesses. These additional dollars can be used for numerous initiatives, including lowering our taxes. We're going to look at maximizing these assets to increase our revenue streams with the committees I'll be working on. Job one, however, and I believe as well for my colleagues on the dais, is to solve our parking issue downtown. With a focus on a realignment of parking spaces and streets, a smaller Hudson Street garage, and with innovative pricing, while simultaneously making our downtown more accessible, user-friendly, and safer. With innovative pricing, the parking utility can be a more significant revenue and surplus generator for the village, helping to defray other costs. Let's also think about high-density housing in a way that makes sense, fits with, and actually enhances the character of our village. Additionally, Valley Hospital needs to be a better neighbor and come up with solutions that actually make sense for our neighbors in the surrounding Valley area. Having relevant experience and expertise in the field of healthcare, I'm confident Valley can work towards this and in turn thrive in this rapidly evolving healthcare market. With these and other initiatives, I plan to reach out to all relevant constituencies, whether they be developers, Valley, the Chamber of Commerce, and the residents, to keep the dialogue going in order to work towards viable solutions. Not surprisingly, some of these issues have been hotly contested with the outgoing council majority. I do have to thank them for teeing up a number of them. It can be safely said there was never a dull moment in Village Hall with them on the council. One of my concerns is that future council meetings may not be as entertaining as they have been in the recent past. Interestingly, by your making us keenly aware of these issues, and I'm talking about the outgoing council, it may make the path towards resolution easier. Let's use any momentum that we have gained through this process in putting some of these issues to bed. I look forward to working with the residents and various boards and committees on these and other initiatives. We have many committed, smart, and talented citizens on our boards and committees and in our village who can help in figuring out how to make this place a better place to live. This is what I'm actually looking forward to most in working with you to accomplish this. My commitment is to work hand in hand with you, ensuring those who do the work get the credit and the recognition. I look forward to working with the new council, Susan Knutson, Bernie Walsh, Ramon Hache, and Mike Seaton. You, the residents, have voted in 5 independently minded people, and now the fun begins. They say what you put into something is what you get out of it. I wholeheartedly agree. This is going to be my second full-time job, and I'm confident it will be time well spent and extremely gratifying. Lastly, I'd like to thank my family, my wife Patty and my children Ryan, Kevin, and Emily. We have lived in this town for over 23 years, and we call Ridgewood our home. It's a great place to live, to raise a family, and to spend the rest of your life in. Patty and I plan on doing so and calling many of you our friends and neighbors over the coming years. Let's all work together towards making Ridgewood an even better place to live than it currently is. Thank you.
I will now read the certificate of election for Bernadette Coughlin Walsh. Certificate of election. I hereby certify that Bernadette Coughlin Walsh was elected to the Village Council at the municipal election held on May 10, 2016 for a 4-year term beginning on July 1st, 2016 and ending on July 1st, 2020. Signed by myself and dated today's date. At this time, we will have the oath of office administered to Councilwoman Walsh by Bergen County Freeholder Maura Di Nicola.
Good afternoon, everyone. First, I'd just like to echo some of the words of the outgoing mayor. He spoke about the significance of community service and public service in your own community, which can be particularly rewarding and challenging. So I'd like to thank all of the outgoing elected officials and their families for their sacrifices in making that service, and welcome all of the incoming as well. It's certainly my honor to be here to swear in returning Councilwoman Bernadette Walsh and my friend. I know she's going to play a critical role in moving the village of Ridgewood forward, and so importantly, together. Thank you. Right hand in the air, left hand on the Bible. I,
Bernadette Coughlin Walsh,
do solemnly swear
that
I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
and justly perform all of the duties of the office of councilwoman
all of the duties of the office of councilwoman
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
It's already traffic. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. It's with great excitement that I begin my second term as a councilwoman in the Village of Ridgewood. As many of you know, I truly enjoy being on the council and taking on the challenges that affect our village. I'm also acutely aware that in the most recent election, even though my running mates and I received a record number of votes, there were some 1,700 people who voted for other candidates. There's much work to be done in the Village of Ridgewood, and we must put aside all of our differences and work together again as a community. Sure, we'll all agree and disagree along the way, and no one person is right or wrong, and no one group either. But I know that I'll pledge my commitment to do what's best for the betterment of Ridgewood, and I'll work till that end. I look forward to working and participating in an open forum, having active work sessions, and minimal closed sessions. The village deserves to hear our deliberations, not just the final outcomes. Every council member you have before you has a tremendous amount of talents. I wish to lend my talents to a comprehensive health, safety, and environment initiative for our village. With the planned development and perhaps construction that's going to go on during my tenure, I think it's imperative. I want to thank you all for taking this holiday weekend to spend with us for our swearing in. We truly, all of us, truly appreciate it. And I also want to thank my friend Kristen Plumley, who was going to be here in person to sing that lovely song, Simple Gifts, for us, but she had to go on vacation, so she recorded it for us, and I think that the song was very poignant for Ridgewood at this time. I want to thank Freeholder Di Nicola for her support and for participating today. I truly appreciate it. I want to thank all those who helped us with the campaign, the many thousands of you. I want to thank my family, my husband Mike, my kids Gavin, Celeste, and Emmett, for all of their love and support. And we'd be remiss to thank Councilwoman Knudsen and Councilman Seaton for their continued support of the Village of Ridgewood. I want to thank my running mates for their pledge, along with myself, to do its best for Ridgewood. And I think that we're going to have a great council, and we're going to have a lot of fun, and this is going to be great for Ridgewood. Thank you.
I will now call the roll of the new village council. Councilman Hache.
Here.
Councilwoman Knudsen. Here. Councilman Seaton.
Here.
Councilman Voigt.
Here.
And Councilwoman Walsh.
Here.
At this time, I would like to call for the nominations for the title of Mayor of the Village of Ridgewood.
I move the nomination of Councilwoman Susan Knutson as Mayor of the Village of Ridgewood for a 2-year term commencing July 1st, 2016.
I second the motion.
Okay. I'm going to do a roll call. Hache,
Here.
Newton,
Yes.
Seaton,
Yes.
Voigt,
Yes.
and Walsh.
Yes.
So, one second. That was a nomination, okay? She hasn't been elected yet. That was a nomination, okay? So we're going to move on. Are there any other nominations from the days? Okay, so,
I move the nomination for mayor to be closed.
okay,
I second the motion.
okay. And I'll do a roll call vote. This is to close the nominations. Hache,
Yes.
Newton,
Yes.
Seaton,
Yes.
Voigt,
Yes.
and Walsh.
Yes.
There will now be a roll call vote on the nomination of Susan Newton as mayor of the Village of Ridgewood for a 2-year term commencing July 1st, 2016. Hache,
Yes.
Newton,
Yes.
Seaton,
Yes.
Voigt,
Yes.
and Walsh.
Yes.
We'll now have our village attorney, Matthew Rogers, administer the oath of office to our new mayor, Susan Newton.
Yes, I'll hold it up for you. This one's working? Everybody can hear that? Mayor, with your permission, I just have a few words. I have to ask permission now, because so everybody knows. But I'll be brief. When Susan asked me to swear her in, I was certainly humbled and honored to be able to do that. It's the first time I've been asked to swear in a council person, or for that matter, a mayor. And I do that knowing that Susan, over the last 2 years, has worked tirelessly, continuously, and completely selflessly to promote the issues that she thought were important and listen to the people from the community. So it's a great honor for me to do this, and I consider it a privilege. Okay, repeat after me. I, Susan Newton, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of mayor according to the best of my ability. So help me God. That's it.
Oh, look at that.
It's funny.
Thanks.
I move the nomination for yes, I'm sorry. At this time, I would like to call for the nominations for the title of Deputy Mayor of the Village of Ridgewood.
I move the nomination of Councilman Michael Seaton as Deputy Mayor of the Village of Ridgewood for a 2-year term commencing July 1st, 2016.
I second the motion.
Okay.
Roll call.
Yes. Hache?
Yes.
Seaton?
Yes.
Voigt?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton?
Yes.
Okay. Good nomination.
Are there any other nominations for Deputy Mayor? Seeing none, I move the nominations for Deputy Mayor be closed.
I second the motion.
Roll call.
Hache?
Yes.
Seaton?
Yes.
Voigt?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton?
Yes.
There will now be a roll call vote on the nomination of Michael Seaton as Deputy Mayor of the Village of Ridgewood for a 2-year term commencing July 1st, 2016. Hache?
Yes.
Seaton?
Yes.
Voigt?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Newton?
Yes.
It's now my distinct honor and pleasure to administer the oath of office to Deputy Mayor Michael Seaton.
It's like bumper cars. No, I wanted to go up. So just saying, moving around.
So now we'll have some remarks from our new Deputy Mayor, Michael Seaton.
Thank you, Mayor. I would just like to, I'd like to start by thanking my family. There's a lot of hours that go into this job, and they put up with all that I have to do, so I'm deeply appreciative of that. I'd also like to thank everyone here in this room who came out to. I'd also like to thank everyone here in this room who came out today to support us, and I'd like to also thank our employees for the Village of Ridgewood, without whom we couldn't run the day-to-day operations, and this place wouldn't be as special as it is. Elections are not about the past; they're about the future, and I feel very positive about Ridgewood's future. The residents of Ridgewood want change, and I'm proud to serve on this council to help guide the village in a new direction. As excited as I am to embark on this journey, I recognize that we will all face challenges. We still have parking issues in the central business district to deal with as a council. Based on comments I've heard over the past few weeks and some comments that you have heard today, I think this council is committed to quickly crafting a comprehensive parking plan for our central business district. I would also like to explore the possibility of forming a committee to include residents to address this and other issues related to our downtown. This could be similar to a district management corporation within a business improvement district, and I look forward to this conversation. We have continued upgrades to Ridgewood Water. Valley Hospital is still an issue. Pedestrian safety will always be an issue. Planting trees and reforesting Ridgewood after some of the devastating storms we've had is an issue and a challenge that we have to tackle together. Maintaining and developing our parklands and sports fields, and managing the budget. I would also like to explore the possibility of tax relief options for our residents. Perhaps we could freeze taxes for senior citizens of a certain income level to encourage them to stay in their homes if they would like. Constant tax increases are pricing members out of our community on fixed incomes, and this needs to stop. With all of these larger issues looming on top of the regular council work that must get done, we have a big job in front of us. But I could not be happier to tackle this tall order together with my new colleagues and our residents, working hand in hand through a partnership that we can all be proud of. Building trust within the community and holding on to that trust should be our top priority. Many complex systems rely on trust to function properly. Government needs the trust of its citizens to implement changes. Financial system needs some degree of trust to operate, otherwise it's just plastic cards and paper money. And employees and employers need to trust one another to maintain the efficient delivery of services and goods. I have full confidence that this council will be honest and truthful with our community, and I'm equally confident that this council will hold on to that most precious commodity as we serve all of you. In closing, I would just like to say, after the 4th of July, of course, the fun is over and the true work begins. Thank you very much.
So first I'd like to thank all of you for being here today. I'd like to thank Father Ron for joining us today, for sharing his thoughtful, moving, and quite beautiful invocation. I'd like to thank my family and friends for being here. My family, my mother's here, my husband John, my sons Dane, Zach, Jack, my daughter-in-law Caroline, Steph, and beautiful Sophie and Mark. And my father, who couldn't be here today, he's just out of the hospital, but he is out there watching in TV land. So, hey, Dad, and thank you all. I really want to thank Village Attorney Matt Rogers for doing me the honor of swearing me in today. I couldn't think of anyone that would make me happier and more humbled than having Matt swear me in. And so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. A special thank you to our village clerk and deputy village clerk, Deputy Clerk Heather Maylander and Donna Jackson for helping organize the 24th Biennial Reorganization Meeting and the luncheon immediately following. This is a tremendous amount of work that goes into today, and they have been working, as all of you heard the number of minutes, the amount of minutes that were approved earlier. They were flying through email all night, right up until I think maybe 11 p.m. last night, so it's a great amount of work, and I really appreciate that. We'd like to thank our village staff for your support and continued support of this village council. And at this time, I'd also like to recognize and congratulate our new Chief of Police, Jacqueline Lucky, who was sworn in just this morning as Chief of Police. So congratulations, Chief. I'd also like to thank County Executive James Tedesco for joining us today, County Freeholder Maura DiNicola, and I also noticed that our County Clerk John Hogan is in the audience as well, so we appreciate you all coming here today to be with us. I wish to congratulate my council colleagues, Councilwoman Walsh, who I think the world of, Councilman Voigt, my former colleague for 4 years on the Board of Adjustment, Ramon Hache, Councilman Hache, who I've just known for a very short time and just think the world of him as well, and my colleague for the past 2 years and friend, Deputy Mayor Mike Seaton. I thank each of you for your support and placing your trust in me as mayor. The collegiality that's already been demonstrated bodes well for the village, and I'm confident our mutual respect for one another will set the tone for the next 2 years and beyond. I know all members of this newly sworn governing body endeavor to give voice to those who entrusted us to represent them. Ridgewood is an amazing, hope-filled community, and while we may not always agree on everything, I'm confident we all would agree we want the very best for the village of Ridgewood. We want to ensure that Ridgewood continues to be a most desirable place to live, work, and visit, safeguarding our quality of life, property values, historic landmarks, schools, parklands, and our central business district. We have many challenges ahead of us, make no mistake, that we have a lot of challenges ahead of us. But our success will be the byproduct of our desire and willingness to work together. This council, along with our village manager, staff, and members of our community, that success will hinge on good governance, open, inclusive, honest, and transparent. In closing, I'd like to especially thank all of you, the citizens of the village of Ridgewood. I'm proud to serve my community. It's a great honor and privilege to represent each and every one of you. And know I'll always be mindful of the words of a former resident who's since passed, a regular at our meetings for many years. As memorialized on a plaque affixed to the lectern in this courtroom, the public should always have the final word. Thank you.
Before we move on to the resolutions, I know that County Clerk John Hogan and County Executive James Tedesco have some presentations to make. So, gentlemen, if you'd like to come up at this time.
Mayor, members of the council, I have some certificates of commendation that I presented to Ramona that I have for all of you, but let me just say that you have a partner in the county, representing almost the 1 million people here in Bergen County. You and your residents being part of that total, you have a partner with the County of Bergen, and I offer that to you, and I offer my administration to work with you in any areas that you believe we could help both one another. Because as you said, while you're part of the village of Ridgewood, you're also part of the bigger county of Bergen. And we all need to work together to enhance our local communities, but also the county. So we're here to work with you. We're here to do the things that are in the interests of all the people of Ridgewood and Bergen County, and that's my pledge and offer to you today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, County Executive.
Mayor.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will. Thank you. I have.
Great, thank you so much.
Call me if you need me. I'm getting his cell phone. I will be calling. We'll be in touch. Okay. So thank you. And
I'm trying to save you some time. I was a mayor. I know what it's like to move a meeting along. Congratulations to all who participated in the election process, to those who succeeded and also who did not succeed. But just to put it all in perspective, we're really here to celebrate our democracy. Peaceful, orderly change right here in Ridgewood. And it works. And despite what some may be saying during this presidential election season, democracy works in America too. And this is proof of it today. Congratulations to all of you for doing that. And as the councilman said before, deputy mayor, I should say, the campaign's over. The signs, the banners, I don't know if you use bumper stickers, they're all gone. The honeymoon of victory does not last that long. I know it. I've been there. Now the business of government begins. There's going to be a lot of demands made on you. I hear you have a lot of challenges. I read about it in the paper. It's probably easier sometimes when you go home exhausted after a meeting to think about sitting on the sidelines and letting somebody else do it. But for me, and I've been doing this for quite a while, there's no greater satisfaction than serving the people in your community. So good luck to you all. If you ever need my services, let me know, and I have some certificates of commendation from my office. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you. So thank you again to our county clerk, John Hogan.
So we'll now move on to the resolutions. The following resolutions, numbered 16-182 through 16-196, will be adopted by a consent agenda with one vote by the village council. They will be read by title only. Appoint village attorney, appoint village labor attorney, appoint village prosecutor, appoint public defender, appoint community development representative, appoint representative to Open Space Trust Regional Committee, appoint members to the Planning Board, appoint members to the Zoning Board of Adjustment, appoint members to the Community Center Advisory Board, appoint members to the Financial Advisory Committee, appoint members to the Ridgewood Arts Council, appoint member to the Shade Tree Commission, appoint members to the Parks, Recreation, and Conservation Board, appoint member to the Green Team Advisory Committee, and appoint village council members as liaisons to various boards and committees. May I have a motion?
I move to adopt the consent agenda.
May I have a second?
Second.
Hache?
Yes.
Seaton?
Yes.
Voigt?
Yes.
Walsh?
Yes.
And Knutson?
Yes. And with that, before we go to comments, I just would like to remind everyone that we have a luncheon reception at the library immediately following the meeting, and everyone is welcome to join us. We do hope you will. And with that, we'll open comments from the public.
Okay.
None? Oh.
Oh, no!
Mr. Sloman.
I thought he was done.
I can even talk slowly this time because I know I'm not going to be shut down. My name is Dave Sloman.
You got 5 minutes, by the way.
Yes.
36 Heights Road. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. The way forward has to be through open representation, a village government that really looks out for residents first and truly represents. That you guys, I know, will play representation and not politics. And we're so blessed, and thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Lorraine Reynolds, 550 Windermere Avenue. I hope I don't have to come up here and say that much longer. No, I just want to say congratulations to each and every one of you. I'm so excited. I think it's going to be a great 2 years, and I look forward to commenting, helping, whatever you need. I'm here, and let's go.
If there are no other comments, I make a motion. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Do I have a motion
I'll make
to
a
adjourn?
motion.
I'll second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you.
I can use my meeting's adjourned.
Wow.
Meeting's adjourned. Have the gavel.